Every video you're seeing right now was made simply by prompting Claude. So Claude actually just got a new skill called Remotion, and people are using it to create product demos, motion graphics, YouTube videos, even full-on presentations just by typing what they want. And to prove this actually works, I'm going to be using it to edit the entire video you're going to be watching right now. Normally, I hand this off to my editor, but today I'm just going to be prompting the whole video. So if this video looks slightly different, that's why you're watching the proof. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how you can get started in 3 levels. So first, we're going to get set up. So that means we're going to install what we need, we're going to connect the skills, then we're going to be making your first videos. This is all from scratch with your own footage and adding some more graphics. Then we'll be diving deeper by adding voiceovers, generated visuals, and turning anything you want into a video. Even if you have zero technical background, you'll be able to do this because all we're going to be doing is simply speaking to Claude. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we set anything up, I need to explain to you how Claude actually uses skills, because this is really the key to how everything works. So think of Claude like a chef, a really talented chef who can follow any recipes, knows which ingredients go together, and all the fancy techniques. But the thing is, if you put that chef in an empty kitchen, they can't cook anything. So to make videos, we need to give Claude the Remotion skill. We're saying, here's everything you need, and you're going to use this to make me videos. And without that skill, Claude can describe a video, but with the skill, Claude can actually make these come to life. All right, so to get started, what you need is Claude Desktop. So all I'm doing is just Googling Claude Desktop, going right here, and then what you want to do is just download either the Mac or the Windows version. Okay, great. So just open up Claude. I reinstalled it. And you see right here, there's chat, co-work, and code. You're probably going to be greeted at chat, and you hit the co-work. And that's the easiest way to get started, all right? Okay, now that we have Claude installed, what we need to do is give it the ability to create videos. And the way we do that is by giving it a skill. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to go back to my browser, and in the link in the description below, I have the link to this community, where you'll see inside this classroom in YouTube video resources in the bottom, I actually made a guide for you guys to follow. But all you have to do is like take this thing, npx skills add remotion dev skills, right? This is kind of like a cheat code you're giving Claude, where it's going to be downloading all those skills and it's going to be able to create videos for you. All right. So right here, I'm just going to copy paste that and be like, hey, can you set this up for me? And one more thing I want to show you is right here inside work in a folder. I'm going to choose a different folder because I want all my videos to be self-contained somewhere, right? So let me put this somewhere like here. Let's make a new folder. Let's call it videos, or let's call it Remotion videos. Okay, cool. So I'm a little organized now. I opened that. Now it has there. Now let's hit let's go. Cool. And I'm going to wait for it to work. So it just got done installing the skill. Now we should be good to go to create videos. And it was as simple as that. All right, now let's create a video. So for this example, I just open up my website, booked.ai. And what I want is, let's say, a really simple product demo. So I'm going to enter this and I'm going to be like, hey, with Remotion, can you create a product demo with the copy on the website? I want you to use the same colors, so white background, black text, blue accent colors. Use the pictures from inside booked.ai and create me a motion graphic product demo that I can see. All right, cool. Now I did that. I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to wait. Okay, that's kind of cool. So you see, because I told it to go grab my assets from the website, what it just asked me to do is it asked me for permission to use my browser. Then Claude Cowork literally is going to the website, it's scraping whatever it needs to and using that to create the video. All right, so it's saying it got done, but just from my experience, I know there is some problem here that we probably need to troubleshoot. And you can actually see it says it for us. The Remotion Studio server is running. However, I'm running a sandboxed VM. I won't be able to do this stuff for you. Okay, what that means pretty much is that, hey, Claude Cowork is not as good. So move over. So what I'm going to do for you right now, because you can see, is I'm going to just hit code, because right now it just made me like a little slideshow, which I don't want. I want a video. So what I'm going to go back to is I'm going to go to code, and then I'm going to select the same folder that we were working on. And this is Claude Code. So this is like the final evolution. And I suggest just use this if you have access to it. And I'm going to say plan, ask, and then just go. Starts immediately. Okay. In the Remotion video, I wanted you to build me the video, Remotion video for bookedin.ai. Can you make that product demo for me, spin up the server and show it to me? Give me the link. Okay, so it just asking for some permissions, and let's see what it does. Okay, great. So this one seemed to have worked. Now, if I said your Remotion server is running, if I click this, let's open the link. Oh, nice. Okay, let me play this. Awesome. Okay, so I can see it got the copy from my website. There's some good motions, and this is just off me simply prompting. I'm just trying to keep this easy. All right, so now I want to make sure you guys know how to do this. So let's say you can see it's not using the correct logo, right? And I wanted to use my own logo. So little edits like that, maybe you want this like in a different position, etc. Anything you'd want, you can edit it by essentially just talking to Claude Code, right? Right here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my logo. All right, so I'm going to look for my logo. So here, it's bookedin.png. I'm going to drag it over here, and we're like, hey, can you make sure it's using this asset? Save it to the folder and make sure whenever a logo is used, this specific asset is being used. And I'm going to say, trust this workspace, and I'm going to let it go ahead. Okay, great. So it just got done. So let me go click it and check it out. It's saying, click this thing, open link. Okay, cool. So you see it has my logo. It's doing all these motions. Now, let's say I do like this. What I could do is I can hit this render button, and I can hit render video, and it's going to start giving me the outputted video if I like it, right? But it's as simple. You can start editing your logos, adding your own components, etc. Okay, so this is just the most tip-top level of how you can make these videos. Now, let's dive in, and let me show you how to make this way more useful. All right, so we just learned how to make basic videos. Now, let's go a little bit deeper and get into level 2. And level 2 is about skill stacking. What that means is now with level 2, the idea is we should maintain consistent styling across every video we can make. Maybe we'll also use defined assets. So maybe you have all your pictures, videos, all these stuff in one centralized location, so the AI can go fetch it from there and always use those to create the videos. And then with level 2, with skill stacking, we can also do things like add sound to these videos, add voiceovers, all this stuff. So naturally, that begs the question, how do you do that? So right now, what we did is we gave Claude access to Remotion to create those simple videos. But what we're going to do now is we're also going to be giving it skills of letting it use stuff like Nano Banana Pro, ElevenLabs, and Remotion, and then use the powers of all of them together to create much better videos that can do voice, that can generate images, and create really, really nice branded videos. So let me show you an example that I had and I was just playing with. So here, I'll play this video.
Meet Bookedin, your complete AI-powered sales engagement platform. Let's take a quick tour of what makes Bookedin so powerful. First, your real-time dashboard. See every metric that matters at a glance.
Okay, so you don't need to see the whole thing, but what I wanted to show you is that 1, this has a voiceover with ElevenLabs, but 2, this is really cool, that it maintains my style, and also, because it has access to my code base for Bookedin, it literally takes those components and then creates these Remotion videos with my components, so everything stays consistent. So that's really cool, and it's really easy to do. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so how we're going to train Claude and make it remember the many skills we're going to give it is through this thing called the Claude.md or agent.md. All right. And all an agent.md is imagine it's like a notebook. So let's say you teach the AI to do something. We're just going to be like, hey, write it down in your notes. And next time I ask you to do the same thing, go look in that book and do the same thing. Okay. So that's about it. And let me show you how to set that up. All right. So I'm back to Claude. And all I'm going to do is be like, hey, can you create a Claude.md file for yourself? And here we want to store the instructions of if I ask you to create a video, you're going to use Remotion. And when I'm going to be giving you access to new skills or new things to use, you're going to be using the new services. So right now, I just want you to make a Claude.md so I can look at it. This is going to be the set of instructions that we're going to be appending and making better over time. I want you to, if you learn something new that we use, and I keep asking for it, to update this document and always look into it when I ask you to do something. And that's about it. And I'm intentionally keeping it kind of easy to do and just speaking to it like kind of a person, because I feel like anyone can pick it up in that way. Even if you make mistakes, you can just ask the Claude to do something and it gets it done. So, for example, right now, here, I'm going to pull up my folder that we worked on before. Remember, it was Remotion videos. And you see there's a Claude.md file now. So if I open it up, it's just a document. That's about it. It's just a notebook that Claude is saving its stuff to do. Okay, cool. Now, what I want to do is make sure Claude has access to use other skills, right? And other abilities. So the way I'm going to be giving it access to use Nano Banana Pro and ElevenLabs is through this service called Wavespeed. So let me go to Wavespeed. So I just pulled up Wavespeed. I'm going to sign in really quickly. And what I want you to do is, just hit this thing called get API key and then copy this and then paste it in Claude. So I'm going to just skip through this part so I don't expose my API key. But what I want you to do is this. Hey, here is the Wavespeed API key. I want you to make the scale out of this, and put it in Claude.md, that whenever I ask you to create a voiceover, I want you to use ElevenLabs V3 model, because I think that works the best in terms of generating voiceovers. And then if I want you to generate pictures, I want you to use Nano Banana Pro. Use Wavespeed, here's my API key. So you do this. You enter your API key, and then you hit enter. And then you wait. All right, so now that's done. What I'm going to do is, hey, with the booked in video we just made, can you add a voiceover with ElevenLabs from the Wavespeed API I just gave you? All right, so it got done. Let's open it up and check it out. Open link. Let me hit play.
Powered scheduling made simple. Tired of scheduling chaos? Endless back and forth email.
Okay, so we get the gist. Now we have generated a video and added a voiceover to it. That's crazy, right? Okay, so this was level 2 in terms of stacking skills on how you can add more graphics, more pictures, and it's just about you being creative and asking for what you want. Now, let me show you level 3. Okay, awesome. Now we learned how to stack skills on Claude and actually make videos more interactive with voiceovers, pictures, all that stuff, right? Cool. Now for level 3, and this is how I'm actually creating the video you're watching right now, is by chaining videos. So at a high level, what I did was essentially I made a bunch of different videos for my intro. So if you rewatch my intro, you'll see there'll be a bunch of different videos. So what happens is I made a script and I told Claude, hey, make individual videos for each section. So you see how I have a bunch of different videos. Like for example, this is the WhatsApp one. This is the skill explainer. All these, right? So what I did was for chaining these videos, this was the process. Number 1, if you want to make long YouTube videos with this, you want to have, let's say, an outline or a script. Then you feed that into Claude, and you're like, hey, for each of these sections, make a new video. And if you like each one, then you put in your entire recording. So I put in my recording and I said, make a new video with myself in the bottom and all those videos chained together. Okay. And that's about it. So what it does, Claude, it becomes the orchestrator. It stitches the intro, the outro, the middle, all these stuff. It stitches it together and then creates this behemoth of a final video that you're seeing right now. So that is ultimately how you do it. And it's as simple as going to the Finder. So for example, since we were working with this Remotions video folder, is the same thing as me. If I finish recording this video, I drop it in here and I'm like, hey, stitch the videos together. And Claude just takes care of the rest. So this is just one small portion of how this will be done. But if you want to learn how to actually take this to the next level and have this be working autonomously, watch this video right here where you can use those skills to make these videos be generated on autopilot and actually do all your marketing if you want.